So we've spoken about the temperament of the breed, which is really, I think, the cornerstone of it. But we've touched briefly on successful horses. That's obviously also speaking to the versatility of the Boerperd. And what are some of the disciplines that they're being in? You have to mention the Big Five horse safaris, because, I mean, that's just incredible.
If you analyze the disciplines, I always said, our view is that, yes, now in the showing environment, we're achieving the top environment of our country. And because of African horse sickness and the discipline, we don't often compare in the showing environment as internationally. But it's probably the only breed in South Africa that there's almost no discipline that you can't do. It's the weight carriers in the endurance environment. It is the safe jumpers for any child to a 90 or a meter environment. It's a horse that will never leave the child, and that's you can really trust it.
But talented jumpers.
Talented jumpers. It is a horse. Today I was at the Western Mounted Games environment. Their national shows.
Finals at the nationals at the moment. Thank you for taking the time.
And just seeing how many Boerperds is there, where they just enjoy it. There's 630 horses at the dome. You can just.
I think to do Western Mounted Games, you definitely need a nice horse. So that's a good testament.
And the Boerperd is shaping there.
Yeah.
You know, on indigenous races that's in Natal, that the Zulus especially enjoy, the base of their crossbreeding with trotters and those type of thing is the Boerperd, because it is a clever horse. It's a horse with sustainability in their races. So it's just all the discipline. It's a very good dressage horse. It's got a very good movement. It's got a
and it's not going to spook at a judge's box.
Not necessarily always. So it is its biggest benefit is the versatility, and that it is really the horse that can be utilized over a lot of disciplines. I always tell parents when they want to buy a Boerperd, I said, what is the benefit of buying a Boerperd? You can buy a horse for a young child because the temperament allow you that a child can ride a horse and grow with it. Mum and Dad, you don't need to buy a second horse, because if you pass with a pony, then you probably need to buy a second horse. You can buy a horse with the right temperament and grow together. Then, if your child don't know which disciplines necessary it can do, if it likes jumping or pricaprilli or dressage or showing, here's a horse that can do everything. Do you want to buy 3 or 1? and it's really, it is that is the
You
principle.
don't need a Ferrari and a Hilux, and you've got this all in one. It's great. And it eats like a scooter, so it doesn't need a lot of maintenance to keep it running.
We believe, horses need grass, and our breed was brought up on farmlands and grass, and it is a low maintenance horse. Yes, they also get sick, but in a smaller percentage than the rest.
So hardiness is something that comes up. It doesn't matter where you look up the SA Boerperd. And I'm curious about that. I think it's your extreme compliance to your breed standards that's possibly partly responsible for that. A well put together horse is just a sounder horse. But it's interesting that is something that comes up repeatedly.
The other side of that hot knife in the butter is that in the past we have been criticized that we breed a short on the leg horse, a 14-hand horse, and not a 15-hand horse. Because a lot of the horses didn't necessarily come into the stables every night. It was kept on the outside on the veld. And if it's a bad year, not good grass, the horse didn't develop to its fullest potential. I think it's only recently that there's more and more stats that, like the warmbloods or the thoroughbreds or whatever, bring those horses in every day into a stable. And the upside of that is growth and getting to its full potential, but becoming more sensitive to illnesses. So we're getting the benefit of that hardiness is over years and years and years that these horses were selected on a natural basis. If you couldn't survive, you wouldn't be the first pick of the farmer to say, that's a good mare. I get a foal every year from her, and look at her condition. Compared to the other one that probably couldn't give him a foal every year and at the best condition. So there was a natural selection process in the herds.
Not too much human interference.
Not too much human interference, and that's really the benefit of it. And then they had a bigger exposure in environments where they didn't get every night into a stable. So the probability of African horse sickness and a natural tendency to immune themselves against that was just higher. It's just natural. So we're getting that benefit. And quality of hoof, if there was, let's say, something chasing them around in the bush in the night or something, they couldn't say my hoof is too long now, I can't run anymore. They just had to survive. And then we're getting that benefit of that natural selection where the horse can be a horse and then the breed in total is benefiting from that.